The day was October 2nd, 2009. Millions of people were waiting to know which city would host the 2016 Olympics. Chicago, Tokyo, Madrid, and Rio de Janeiro were in the race to host the 2016 Summer Olympics. Finally, the president of the International Olympic Committee, Jacques Rugg, announced Rio de Janeiro as the host city for the 2016 Summer Olympics.
Rio de Janeiro.
Every Brazilian was happy. Why wouldn't they be? The city was going to host the Olympics for the first time in the whole of South America. However, they didn't realize that this decision would turn out to be a bad move for the country. But how exactly did hosting the Olympics lead Brazil toward financial trouble? Let's find out. As part of the BRICS nations, which were increasingly hosting major international events to showcase their growing economic power, Brazil ambitiously pursued hosting both the 2014 FIFA World Cup and the 2016 Summer Olympics. For instance, China hosted the 2008 Summer Olympics, India the 2010 Commonwealth Games, South Africa the 2010 FIFA World Cup, and Russia the 2014 Winter Olympics. Motivated by the desire for national development and international recognition, Brazil aimed to leverage these events to boost its global image. In 2007, Brazil won the bid to host the 2014 FIFA World Cup, a significant tournament in itself.
World Cup 2014 to the country Brazil.
But just 2 years later, in 2009, Rio de Janeiro also won the bid to host the 2016 Summer Olympics, adding more responsibility to Brazil to host two major tournaments. President Lula da Silva passionately supported these bids, viewing the World Cup and Olympics as opportunities for Brazil to gain international citizenship. Carlos Nuzman, president of the Brazilian Olympic Committee, played a crucial role in orchestrating the bids, especially after successfully hosting the 2007 Pan American Games. Rio spent approximately $40 million in bidding process. If you're wondering why Rio spent $40 million on bidding process for the 2016 Olympics, check out this video where we discuss why Olympic bidding can also require millions of dollars. However, historically, host cities often face financial losses. For example, Sydney's 2000 Olympics cost 90% more than expected, resulting in a $2.1 billion loss. The 2004 Athens Olympics cost about $11 billion, equivalent to 5% of Greece's GDP that year, leading to prolonged economic difficulties. In 2008, preparations for the Beijing Summer Games included a $43 billion makeover of the Chinese capital. Despite knowing that previous Olympics often resulted in financial losses, Brazil still bid to host the 2016 Summer Olympics. Similarly, the Sochi 2014 Winter Olympics experienced a 289% budget overrun. In preparation for the 2014 FIFA World Cup and the 2016 Olympics, Brazil spent billions upgrading its infrastructure. Major airports in Sao Paulo, Brasilia, and Campinas were modernized, with the government announcing $66 billion in concessions for toll roads and railways. They also upgrade of 31 airports at a cost of $2.6 billion to handle the influx of tourists. In Rio de Janeiro, the hotel shortage was addressed by adding 20,000 rooms, necessitating a costly port revamp. Brazil's goal was to use these upgraded facilities to boost Rio's long-term tourism, attracting more international visitors to offset the massive investments. But does it go as planned? We will talk it later. The $7 billion Porto Maravilha project revitalized Rio's waterfront with extensive sewage, water, and drainage works, road and tunnel renovations, and more. The Maracana Stadium received a $600 million upgrade to host the World Cup final and Olympic ceremonies. And, not surprisingly, the total cost overrun about 352% and caused them a loss of billions of dollars. And question arise here. Was Brazil financially ready to take on two massive events in just 2 years? According to the IMF in October 2013, Brazil was the 7th largest economy in the world, with a GDP of $2.523 trillion. Pretty impressive, right? But things started to unravel after the World Cup. By mid-2014, Brazil was spiraling into a severe economic crisis. The economy shrank by 3.5% in 2015 and another 3.3% in 2016. Thousands of Brazilians took to the streets, protesting against the government's spending. They wanted better schools, hospitals, and access to education, not billion-dollar stadiums. With 5 billion Brazilian reais to create 70 new hotels. On paper, it looked like Rio was booming. Within a year, Brazil welcomed 6.6 million foreign tourists, a 4.8% increase from the previous year. Job creation soared, accounting for 82% of Rio's local economic growth during the pre-Olympic period. Small and medium businesses also got a boost from contracts related to the Games. But beneath the surface, Brazil was in trouble. The country was deep in an economic recession. Just 2 months before the Olympics, the state of Rio de Janeiro declared a state of financial emergency. By July 2016, Brazil's jobless rate hit 11.6%, with over 1.7 million people losing their jobs. That's nearly 12 million unemployed, a tough pill to swallow. Salaries for public workers went unpaid, and funding for local government sectors was delayed. So, where did it all go wrong? Widespread corruption and mismanagement played a big role. Take the new subway line, for instance. It cost $2.9 billion to build and was overbilled by 25%. Projects like this, combined with underestimated budgets, pushed Brazil's finances over the edge. Operation Car Wash, a major corruption investigation, exposed the misallocation of funds, with billions lost to corrupt practices. After the Games, the organizing committee found itself $159 million in debt, way up from the initial estimate of $32 million. The IOC had already chipped in $1.53 billion, but refused to cover the remaining debt. The situation was grim. To manage the debt, the Brazilian government stepped in with financial assistance. The organizing committee tried to settle debts by offering creditors building materials and equipment used during the Games. But that wasn't enough. And what about those grand stadiums and arenas? Many were left to rot. Look at Carioca Arenas. It was planned to become a school combining academics and sports training. But progress has been slow, and the full transformation hasn't happened yet. Future Arena, supposed to be converted into 4 schools for 500 students each. Delays and red tape have stalled the project. Maracana Stadium, one of Brazil's most iconic stadiums, but after the Olympics, it was neglected and even vandalized due to legal disputes and financial issues. And let's not forget the artificial lake, now polluted and costly to maintain, and the Maracana complex, a $300 million investment that remains underutilized. Hosting the World Cup and Olympics back-to-back brought Brazil some short-term gains: tourism, job creation, and global exposure. But the long-term consequences were devastating. Financial strain, abandoned infrastructure, and social issues like forced evictions left a dark legacy.